Welcome back, everybody, to DreamHack Denver for the Fall Season 2017 Finals here at the HCS Fall Season Finals. We just saw Splice have an absolutely incredible victory over Straight Rip. And welcome to the Xfinity Desk. My name is Dan Gaskin, and joining me now is Mr. Walshy himself, and I have Onset as well. We are going to go into EG versus Liquid, but before we get there, guys, how on earth are you feeling? How's it going?
I'm feeling good right now. I'm surprisingly good.
We've had nothing but incredible matches today. Some that have gone in other directions, like the Infused match, taking down Cryptic. Other times, too, when I think of someone like Straight versus Splice, I think we're going to have a Game 4, Game 5, and Splice just asserting dominance. So just a lot of different twists and turns here at DreamHack Denver. A
lot of different twists and turns is a perfect way to put it. Now, before we jump into this next series, we had a little chat with Spartan the Dog about how he's feeling about this tournament in general.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Strongside, and this is Spartan from Team Liquid. We are here in extremely sunny Denver, Colorado, if you can't tell by how much we're squinting our eyes right now, because the sun is out and it's kicking. But going into this tournament, DreamHack Denver, you're here. You're back on Team Liquid. You're coming back. How does it feel to be back on the team, and how are you feeling going into the tournament?
It feels really good to be back. You know, I have big role to fill on this team. You know, they've been placing really well without me. So coming back, I was a little nervous about maybe underperforming, but I think throughout the season I've kind of proved myself. And I'm really glad to just be back on a squad with all these guys again.
I think a lot of people notice how much commitment and how much dedication that you have to the game. You're always practicing, you're always putting in the time, and that's something that really stands out for you as a player. So it's been awesome to kind of watch that journey for you to make it back on the Team Liquid. So talking about the competition as well, it seems like the competition has kind of gotten, once again, even closer than it's ever been in that top 4. You've got Optic, you've got Envy, you've got Splice, and you've got Team Liquid as well. You guys are kind of right at the cusps. You guys are so close in so many series, and it comes down to just closing out that last little part of the game or that last little bit of the match. What do you guys have to do to be able to take down Optic, Splice, or Team Envious?
Honestly, we just need to perform. I think what it comes down to is that sometimes we just start to kind of not give it 100% as a full squad. Maybe like individual players will be going harder, you know, and plus online we kind of have a habit of tilting a little bit online. So I think that on LAN, I think it'll be a lot easier for us to just stay focused and stay smooth and perform.
Tell me about your practice regimen. What was Team Liquid's practice regimen like coming into the event?
Basically, we would be scrimming every other day. We'd go over some films. Getting closer to the event, we started to scrim every day just to, you know, kind of go hard, get that last stretch of practice in. You know, just kind of really cracking down on our mistakes and trying to just minimize everything.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for the interview. And guys, back to you.
Well, tilting online. Who would do that? No one tilts online, surely. Everyone is flawless when they play online.
Yeah, it's just sunshine and butterflies as far as online Halo is concerned.
I've never had a bad thing said to me once online.
Never.
Exactly. It's a great experience, and hopefully it'll be a great experience in this next game. So Liquid versus Evil Geniuses then. It's winners bracket round 2. This is when it starts to get interesting. This is when the tournament starts to heat up, gentlemen. Let's start talking about Team Liquid first then. Walshy, what can you tell me about these boys?
Yeah, we got Stellar, Eco, Sub-Zero, and Spartan the Dirty Dog right there. This squad is so dangerous, mainly because they are so composed. A lot of times you have certain rosters that come up through Pro League and they have these hot and cold days. That's not the case with Liquid. They're always in the same state. They're always a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, they're a solid lineup. However, I've kind of got some question marks about Liquid, to be honest, going into this tournament. You know, they haven't broken into that top 2 for a while. We've seen Splice force their way in here at the last season finals, and it seems to be the big 3 at the moment for me. You've got Optic, Splice, and Envy, and I think Liquid have been that team that's been outside of that 3 for quite a long time now, and I think they have to kind of answer some of those questions coming into this tournament. They're always talked about as one of the top 4 teams. Yes, okay. What's good? What good is coming fourth every event? What good is coming outside of that top 3? They need to start performing. They need to at least get themselves into a final at this event. And they need to turn up, in my opinion.
And they got here by 3-0ing Radiant in winners bracket round 1. But on the other side, we have Evil Geniuses, who took down Vexed 3-0 in their first winners bracket game as well. I mean, Mark, what did you see in that Vexed versus EG series that maybe impressed you about this lineup?
EG look very solid. They look a different team to what they do online. I think we all know that anyway. All these players are so vastly experienced. You know, you've got Roy, you've got Lunchbox. I mean, geez, these guys have been playing Halo forever. Falcated's been very, very solid for them, including online as well. And tapping buttons, I mean, this guy, I mean, some of the EU guys who were screaming against them, they were kind of joking, saying that literally tapping buttons is the best player in the world. Like, he was just fiving everyone that came near him. So I think unleash tapping buttons in this and have Roy and Lunch just do what they do best, which is be consistent. But my question mark over Evil Geniuses and how they're going to perform at this tournament is actually about Roy. And I mean, I didn't think I would ever say that coming into a tournament. I know that his motivation seems to be a little bit down from when you listen to their scrims online. His communication isn't quite what it used to be, and it just feels like there's a little bit of heart maybe missing from him. But as I say, we're at a tournament setting now. That's where Roy comes to life, and I'm expecting a big performance coming in from him.
Well, we'll see what game types they are going to be facing off against each other on, where they're going to be moving on to, on what maps. It's going to be Empire Strongholds to kick things off, followed by the other 4 game types there. Anything you see, Dave? I mean, looking at those 5 game types, do you have a particular favorite that you're leaning towards?
Well, one thing to take note is that you only have 1 sniper throughout this entire series, and that's going to be in Coliseum Slayer in game number 5. So when it comes to one individual power weapon, hopefully swinging the tides for either of these squads, it's really not going to happen until it might be too late. So both these squads are just going to have to rely more so on teamwork, double teaming the pistols, and just being together.
Would you agree with that Onset?
I think it's a really good point. I look at those first 3 game types and there's not a power weapon to be seen. I think it's just camos and overshields that's going to decide those games. But yeah, I think that's a really good point. You're looking at players like, you know, your Ecos, your Stellas, who are so deadly with that sniper rifle. They're not going to be able to get their hands on it to the end of the series. But, I mean, game number 1 looks like it's about to get underway.
Yep, we're going to be starting off this winners bracket round 2 game. It's going to be Team Liquid versus Evil Geniuses. Walshy, Onset, take it away.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just heard from him earlier, but we are going to jump on with Spartan the Dog right off the start of this game. He's going for some overshield.
Of course he is. He's hungry for the overshield. He's a hungry dog at the start of this series. I'm looking forward to this series. I think we've got 2 pretty evenly matched teams. I also want to see EG come out of the box hot in this one. I think they need to take this first game to get some confidence, as we see overshield almost burned there, but Spartan's going to be taken down at the last moment, and Lunchbox is going to gobble that one up, and he's going to have the overshield, and he's going to start this game out strong.
Yeah, from the little I've seen of Lunchbox so far this tournament, he has just been playing lights out, just stellar play every single time, getting control of those power weapons, winning every pistol fight that he should be winning. I think that always goes without saying. Like, you just assume most of these pros are going to win anytime they have a slight advantage, and Lunchbox has been living up to this. Yeah,
and I mentioned about Roy's motivation. This man is still motivated. You can hear him in scrims. He's still passionate. He still wants to win games, and he's putting shots down here, challenging 2 Liquid players and backing them up. But he's going to be taken down as well, and it's actually going to be early control of the game going into the hands of Team Liquid. They're going to be scoring. They have control of the bottom mid stronghold and also that red base. So they're going to be racking up some points, and they're going to be looking to pick up some kills off the respawn.
Yeah, Sub-Zero's got ice in his veins. He's just locking down this pit right here, just rotating around just so perfectly. Right there, getting the back smack, saying no way, Hose Bay, tapping buttons as he takes him out and gets help from Spartan.
Sub-Zero doing a great job here. Let's go over to Eco though. Kevin Smith working his way around the red base, looking like he's playing a little bit of defense, making sure that the guys on EG aren't going to try and push too hard on that stronghold. Keep what they got. They have developed a little bit of a lead early in this game. He's going to be moving towards the tower now. As you can see, there is a player above him on his radar, but he's putting some beautiful shots across on tapping buttons. It's the second time we've seen him taken down. He's going to land a melee as well on Falcated. Double kill for Eco. Team Liquid with full map control.
Just look at this force and this sort of setup that Liquid has in the center of the map. They have this player near bottom security side. They have someone out at Turbine. Every single spot, they have some sort of crossfire. Even when Eco was getting some sort of pressure in security, he had a second teammate in there to help him. Just so much pressure from the Liquid squad on the center of the map.
And the pressure is now paying off as well, as we see a triple cap momentarily in effect there. EG do a good job just to fight back and stem that bleeding ever so slightly by getting control of that blue base. But Eco, he's going to have a 1v1 battle here. He's trying to finish it off, but Falcated's going to win that one. 2 EG teammates there standing next to each other. Sub-Zero picks up a double here, and we're seeing Stella once again. It looks like moving in here to trade the bases off, as we can see in the background there. 2 players from EG are going to be picking that one up, but the overshield has gone into the hands of Liquid, and it's the man, the myth, the legend that is Sub-Zero.
Yeah, one thing to take note of is such a great play earlier, hopefully getting them out of that situation, out of that spawn trap. Sometimes players ask, how do we break out of certain setups? Like, what's the best sort of pushing? In some cases, an individual play such as Falcated getting that out pistol is all you need. However, Sub-Zero was right there to answer. Even though Sub-Zero ended up getting backsmacked with that overshield as he had the tail end of that overshield, he still did a good job because, I mean, he got double kill, he got control of that power-up, and just getting that power-up out of their hands is usually enough to do the trick.
Spartan the Dog here, moving around the map, and it's going to be the second time in the game now we see total control in the hands of Team Liquid. And I love what I see here, Dave, playing this one so patiently. You can see that stronghold is being captured, but if Spartan would have pushed in there, Dave, he was toast.
Yeah, he's just paying attention to how fast that meter is ticking up. In a case where he just saw it going up slowly, he'd realize there's only one member of Evil Geniuses. As soon as he realizes he's outnumbered, he has to go for some sort of sneaky play. And Spartan the Dog out pistoling Roy, gain that trip cap back in effect, and Liquid are just crushing EG right now.
Liquid are rolling right now. Spartan's eyebrows are going up and down every time he wins a battle as well. It's going to be 2 dead once again here for EG. The barrel getting the kill on Stella for Roy to try and trade it out. But I mean, all of the pressure at the moment, all of the map control, and all of everything you need to happen to win this game type is happening for Team Liquid. Sub-Zero once again picks up an entry kill for the team. It's going to be a 3v4 situation, 2v4 now, 3 dead now for Evil Geniuses. And once again, Team Liquid, Spartan doesn't have to shoot his gun at the moment.
No, he sniffs out some player over here as he's trying to hunt this player of EG down. He realized that someone was out near OS, and that was just a great heads-up play from Spartan to try and prioritize that one-shot kill and hunt that player down. 3 members down for EG once again. Stellar has camo. I'm not sure what EG can do to get back in this game.
Yeah, difficult situation. You've just felt like they had to get that round of power-ups. They haven't managed to do it. As we can see, Stellar is going to be pushing on Lunchbox. Should finish this kill off. He's going to try and contest this one as well, and he gets the reset. So Stellar doing work for Team Liquid here. 89-8 the score. The triple cap is just stifling these guys here on Evil Geniuses, and I think, Dave, it's time to stick a fork in them. I think this one's over.
I was just going to say, EG had to come out hot if they want any chance of evaporating Liquid, but that was not the case here. Liquid just coming through in such a dominating performance. They had trip cap the majority of the game, it felt like.
Yeah, that game is over before it's almost started. That one straight in the books to Team Liquid. What a performance from those guys. Just absolutely dominating that map. And Evil Geniuses, they just couldn't get anything going whatsoever.
Yeah, we're going to take a look over here at the stats in just a moment. It's going to be Shirley outslays in the hands of Liquid. Looking at that score screen, you talked about it on set. Who had a rough game there? Yeah,
unfortunately it was Roy. I hate to call people out, but 4 and 14 is just not going to get it done in a game against a team of the caliber of Team Liquid. -10 coming in from Roy, and we're so used to seeing him at the top of the leaderboards. It almost comes as a shock, Dave.
Yeah, it's always rough to see. However, when one team gets dominated, those are some of the stats that you can discard the most, because when you look at a score line of a team getting beat in Slayer like 50-20 or 50-25, in most cases, one player having 8 versus another player having 4, those games can kind of just be tossed away, to be honest, when it comes to relevancy of stats.
Yes, very true. You could always be the player that unfortunately ends up on the end of an overshield player charging at you, or a camo player, anything like that. So, as you say, Dave, good point to be made there. Although not the most favorable stat line for Roy, it might have been one of those unfortunate circumstances. But, I mean, one thing I did notice about Team Liquid and how they played that, Dave, was how little I actually saw players sprinting around the map. And Stella, he's one of those players who plays it so sneaky.
Yeah, so quick. I think we saw him getting that last camo, and we just saw them kind of always set up for that perfect push in. Besides Stellar, it was also Spartan who was kind of setting up for those great pushes. It was never like one of the guys from Liquid kind of testing the waters, one pushing in the base, seeing how many members were in the base. Instead, they would always kind of realize the situation that if they did not have a teammate with them, they'd kind of wait for that perfect setup and pinch.
Yeah, and I want you to break down that play that we saw from Spartan the Dog, where he sat up in a situation where he saw that stronghold was being capped, but decided not to challenge any of those players, just bided his time and almost let them cap that stronghold before he then made the push in.
Yeah, so there's 2 different ways to think of how Spartan approached that situation. One is he saw how fast it was ticking up and that there was 2 members in the stronghold, realizing that he was outnumbered there. The other is that he is just making the assumption, which is a very safe assumption to make. As soon as you kill 3 or 4 members on the other opposing squad, as soon as one of the opponents spawn up, you can almost always assume, unless you're putting pressure on right away, that the rest of the teammates are going to spawn with him. So regardless if he didn't see it ticking up fast enough, he realized he was going to be outnumbered. So he just waited for the perfect moment. There were so many things that could have gone right there. One is a player could have came out, he could have got a back smack. The second is he could have waited for one of his teammates to pinch in through window or outside, and he has the second angle to complement that.
Yeah, and it's so impressive to say you've just broken it down and how many potential decisions could have been made in different plays in that situation. For him to make the right one is always a testament to how good these players are that we have on our main stage at the moment. But game number 1's done. It's in the books. Team Liquid are 1-0 up. We're moving into game number 2 now, Dave, and it's going to be Regret Slayer. What have EG got to do differently in this game if they want to get back into this series and tie it up?
Oh, man. I mean, on one hand, you want to say EG needs to slow it down and kind of recoup or whatever. However, it felt like when Liquid were dictating the pace of the game, as we saw when Spartan decided to charge into the base over at Blue, or when they would just wrap around and do a pinch at their own leisure. I feel like EG needs to get some sort of control and then push in. Don't let Liquid make their pushes, because right now it feels like when Liquid get to dictate the pace of the game and charge out of the base, they're doing it with a purpose. They're doing it knowing that they have a high chance of success when they're going together at their own pace.
It's almost the mentality of they're playing to win their battles. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Some people, they sit back and they're worried about losing a battle. Team Liquid are playing like they want to engage in battles because they feel confident that they're going to win them. But I mean, Slayer, Regret Slayer, a fast-paced map, one of the fastest Slayers we have on the circuit. There is an opportunity here, I feel, if Evil Geniuses can win some of those important 1v1 battles, that they could get back into this series.
Yeah, and that's going to be really tough here. We're going to see what kind of start these squads get. I actually do want to start this off with one of the twins on this EG roster. Lunchbox has been impressed me all tournament long. He's just a great guy as well, like one of my favorite teammates I had. I've been lucky enough to team with so many great players in my Halo history, but Lunchbox right off the bat, prioritizing that battle rifle and going top center. His teammates Roy and Falcade getting 2 kills. This is the kind of start that EG needed to get.
I was going to say, what a start from Evil Geniuses. While Lunchbox was moving around top middle, his teammates were picking up kills. That's going to be a 3v2 situation at the moment. And Dave, I know you can see something here.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to point out there is when Lunchbox got killed, notice how he kept his death screen in top center and is just rotating that perfectly. He's not just flipping through death screens just wildly. Instead, he's going to give all that information to his teammates. Those sort of differences are absolutely astounding when you can actually show one of your teammates who's sitting right next to you on your death screen where a one-shot is. Lunchbox, however, getting taken out by his former teammate Stellar. We're going to jump on with the Mexican superstar tapping buttons and see what he does.
This man is such an impressive player. He's going to go up against 2 Team Liquid players. A difficult situation for him to find himself in. He is going to be taken down. He'll find himself in the respawn screen. That's going to be 3 dead here for Evil Geniuses. Falcated manages to get a double kill as well, just to keep that score within touch and distance. But at 11-6, after the strong start from Evil Geniuses, Dave, it looks like Team Liquid are taking over once again.
Yeah, and that's always rough, especially when you get that great start. I'm not sure exactly what happened at OS right in the beginning because we were kind of ranting about Lunchbox. I'm under the assumption that it got burned. However, the whole point being is when you get that kind of start, especially on Regret, this game can be so snowbally, and it does not feel like Evil Geniuses rolled that snowball very far down the hill.
Eco now in a battle on this pick, attic around red. Beautiful grenade will take down Roy as well. There's another player sprinting under him as he pops up on that radar. The Eco going to miss a few shots, and tapping buttons is there to finish the kill.
More
Eco
like
gets taken out
right there as he's holding that crouch down.
I know what you mean, Dave. He's doing work for his team, and Stella picks up a nice double kill to answer back there with 2 beautiful headshots, taking those players out of the game. Team Liquid with a 6-kill lead at the moment at 16-10 the score. Lunchbox is going to be caught unaware here. Stella takes him down. Stella desperately tries to stay alive, but his brother Roy comes in to help Lunchbox and finish off that kill.
All right, Spartan the dog going to the bomb center of the map, trying to set for this overshield. 3 members of Liquid fell for just a brief moment. This is an opportunity for EG to get an OS, and that's going to go in the hands of Falcated. Let's see how he uses this to get control of top center, because if he does not go towards top center, I'd consider that a major error.
Yeah, he's already lost all of his overshield as well. He got shot in the back, and that player did pop up on his radar, so I was wondering why he wasn't turning around to help in that battle, but that overshield has at least let Evil Geniuses get back into this game. They're now down by just 4. Sub-Zero picking up a kill for Team Liquid in the meantime. We're on board with Roy, though. He's going to be putting some shots down top center, and you could always guarantee that Roy's going to have some solid shots, but he does miss a few, just as I say it. Sorry about the curse. He gets taken down, but does pick up a kill with a grenade just as he is taken down.
Well, that was just one of those tough situations, too, where Roy assumed as a 1v1 situation, and these Liquid players, they've been doing a great job running in pairs. Not that they have all 4 members in the same area, because you always want different angles of attacks in shooter games. However, at the same time, it's going to be very rare that you're just going to run into a random one-on-one unless you're just sprinting around the map and catching them off guard.
27-21 the score at the moment. Roy missing the shots there, and he's going to get taken down as well. Stella wins that battle, tapping buttons now. He wins that battle against Sub-Zero with the perfect kill, but Spartan listening to that call out, that communication, so good from Team Liquid, not letting that one shot get away. Lunchbox now takes a player down to no shields. Can he finish it? Lands the back smack as well to take down Eco. Roy picks up a kill. This could be an opportunity as the last player alive is under Lunchbox. This could be a fresh 4 dead here. It's going to be 4 dead momentarily, and this game is back to 4 kill difference.
Yeah, and this is the moment that EG needs to take advantage of. They need to control one of the top center, or they need to control top center, and then they need to collapse in one of the bases. But right now, it feels like EG's kind of spread out across every little area. They're over at red, over at blue, and they only had one person top center. I don't like this distribution of players.
And all that's going to do is allow those Liquid players to leak out of the respawn. Not being able to keep track of them on a small arena map like Regret really can be to your detriment. But I mean, it's now a 3-kill game. Spartan pushes top mid to take down Lunchbox in the meantime. Tapping Butch trying to pick up a kill, but Eco with that battle rifle is going to win it. And that overshield's popping, and it's going to be Team Liquid's as 3 players from Evil Geniuses fall, and that's going to be another overshield in the hands of Sub-Zero.
Yeah, right there, I just felt like EG did not capitalize nearly as much as they could have with that setup. Now, in theory, you might think, oh, they have them trapped in one quadrant of the map, over at Carbine side. But Carbine it offers many more options compared to the side bases. Because if you have them trapped over at one of the side bases, you can pretty much collapse in them from ping, front of the base, over from car side at your leisure from a few kind of safer areas. Whereas if they're over at Carbine side, it's such a wide area to try to cover that if a team decides to push over towards red or over towards blue, it's really tough to have your other players from the other quadrant of the map to back that up.
I totally agree, and not only that, as you can see here, a perfect example, Eco, using the different types of elevation you have on car side of the map. It's not just car 2, you've got car 3, car 1, so many different cutoffs to try and keep hold of, but the score has massively swung in favor of Team Liquid at the moment. Spartan picks up a big double kill. Eco just patrolling the car side of the map at the moment, and this is the difference between the two teams here. You can see Eco, he's looking for respawners at blue, and it looks like they're trying to collapse in here, clean out any of these players that might be here, and then they're going to look to rotate back to red once they clean this base out.
Yeah, and right there is a perfect example. Like you talked about that pinch, and right now we're going to have Eco kind of blocking the sides over at car, getting height advantage this entire time, something we did not see Evil Geniuses do when they had this up, and now they're going to go for the spawn traps over at red. And watch how much easier this is when they're not over at Carbine side. The whole point being is when they're at car side or pink side, they have a few more options, a few more open area that's really tough to fully lock them down.
And not only that, Eco can now rotate back. Knowing all those EG players did spawn at red, he knows that even though his teammates were taken down, he can rotate back, maybe buy some time off the respawn as he retreated to that blue base. But EG did a good job of pushing out there, managing to get some more established control of the map in the meantime. Sub-Zero and Stella working together beautifully to pick up that kill. It's only one more kill to go for Team Liquid, and it's going to be Stella who closes that game number 2 out. Team Liquid got 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, and this is a rough one for EG to bounce back from, because although 50-36, it's no stake or anything along those lines, but that is just a commanding victory in a Team Slayer game. In no part of that game were Liquid down by an insurmountable amount, or were they in threat of losing this game. They were always had that commanding lead, and one thing we should take a look at the stat screen in a moment is Sub-Zero with 17 assists there, just helping out his teammates so much across the map, part of half of the battles.
I was trying to do some maths here, Dave. Help me out. How many kills is he? What's 8 plus 17?
8 plus 17, 25.
25. I mean, that's GCSE, isn't it? You don't even know what GCSE is. That's a basic English qualification. But anyway, I'm struggling away up here. He's involved in 25 of the kills for Team Liquid there, which is over half of the total kills. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Even though he's going
battle,
-3, it's huge.
Just knowing is the other half of the battle. So right there, he's got the full thing going on for him.
Sub-Zero is looking good at the moment as we have the replays from that game as well. And it wasn't just a game. Usually we look at these Slayer games and we look at power weapon pickups, power-up pickups, but it was actually split pretty evenly as far as power-up pickups. We saw EG picking up a couple, we saw Liquid picking up a couple, but it all goes back to me, Dave, that moment that you pointed out, the one advantage that EG had on the map where they had players on respawn from Team Liquid and they let those players leak out, and from there, it just snowballed away.
Yeah, they also just didn't block the side base, or they blocked both side bases, which I think was a massive mistake. We talked about before Sub-Zero getting so many assists in the last game, but one of his teammates cleaning those up was Spartan the dog. He had 15 kills during that last one. Just an incredible performance.
So, EG, not looking too hot right now, Dave. We have to be honest. We have to be totally and utterly honest with ourselves as we're looking at this series. Team Liquid looking very good. I mean, what are Team Liquid doing so well that is making it so difficult to EG? We've talked about what EG aren't doing. What are Liquid doing that is literally putting them night and day ahead of EG so far in the series?
I would say positioning. In many of the fights we've watched, especially someone like Eco or Stellar, who is maneuvering around top Carbine so well, it's not these situations where you have these two even fights, a member of Liquid versus a member of EG just both seeing each other at the exact same time and you know, Liquid member 5-shotting or getting better shots. It seems like they always have some sort of upper hand, whether it's a numbers advantage, like a 2-on-1 bait and switch, or they have that height advantage where a car 3 as they jump around, hitting 5 shots on these players. So I just feel like positioning in general, whether you want to interpret that as superior positioning on the map or just being positioned around their teammates for help.
Well, one player that definitely needs to step up in the series. I want to see this man go off in this next game. It is, of course, Roy. We have that player profile, such a champion as far as Halo is concerned. He's won so many different events. He has been one of those players. You ask players who are coming through the open brackets, playing through the FFA, who have you looked up to, excuse me, let me put my teeth back in, throughout your Halo career, and who is one of your idols? This man on screen is so talked about and looked up to by so many aspiring Halo players.
Yeah, he's always been, you know, a great player inside the game, but then also notably outside the game as well.
Such a good guy.
Lunchbox. So I think they deserve credit for not only their skills, but also their social skills.
Oh, they're top, as we would say over in England, they're top geezers, aren't they, Dave? They're top geezers. But anyway, we're moving into game number 3, Truth Capture the Flag, Dave. Another arena-style map that we've seen Liquid dominate these smaller maps so far. To be honest with you, I think the series might be over here unless EG can get a hot start out of the gates.
Yeah, I mean, even with that, though, I mean, I would argue EG got 2 kills right off the bat. They didn't capitalize on it. They got all 4 down at one moment. They didn't capitalize there. Maybe the allure of the flag will kind of bring them all together on the same sort of objective, knowing like, all right, now they have all 4 dead. There's no question of where they should be pinched or where they should be running this flag. So we'll have to see, but it's really tough to try to predict that EG is going to be able to come back in the series. As much as I like the players and I consider them some of my best gaming friends, like it's really tough because they just lost 2 other maps right there that are similar arena-style maps. I mean, Empire and Regret, both, it's all pistol skill, all bait and switching, and right now, Liquid are showing to be the superior squad.
Here we go then, game number 3 of the series, Capture the Flag on Truth. Will Team Liquid close out the series in a 3-0 fashion, or will we see Evil Geniuses start the process of that reverse sweep? We're going to start this one off with Stella, the player that we were profiling a little bit as well, and a player that doesn't get talked about a hugely amount, but a player who has a lot of respect from his peers, Dave.
Yeah, Stellar has always just been kind of one of those strong lone gun players. Like he's seems like he's found a home here on Liquid, but he's also bounced around quite a few teams. And when you're that good, when people just watch some of his POVs and some of his plays, it's so easy to get on another team. It's like, wow, all right, this kid has the skill. He knows where to be. He has smarts. Now we just need to integrate him on our team and get him on the same page.
Well, one thing I want to do is listen to Team Liquid's communication. These guys have been running away with the series so far. So let's drop into an Astro listening with Team Liquid.
Yeah, we're up 2 dead right now. 2 dead. One looking up. Eli, weak. I'm dead. See there. Where's one? Yep, people in. Tyler above you. Big one. Yeah. You want weak? Bubble? You want weak? One box. Their bubble. OBX is dead. OBX dead. They're P on me, challenging. I'm going right now. That's a good play, Kevin. I died. One shot. Pianic, Zane. Nice, full. Dead. 2 dead right now. 2 dead. That's one card. They're gonna OE. Top car weak. Car 2. Go back. Our car door, 1 shot. LBX. There's 2 here. LBX weak. Our car door. Shot. LBX dead. Sorta. 1 shot. Our nice. Nice, Kev. 2 dead. Our car door again, Roy. I'll help up spawn, Kevin. 1 shot their top base. Lift. I'm here, Kev. I'm here. I got shot on him. He went front. Nice. Push up. Car 2. 1 shot. That was 1 shot. Car 2. Nice. I'm flying. 2 car 2. 1 shot. Our bubble. Which box do you shot? Another guy. Bubble. Nice. 2 dead. They're car 1. They're all car. 2 of them. Nice one. Basement. Car 1. Look at me. Car 1 killing me. Car 1's 1 shot bottom mid. I got him. Bottom mid. Nice. Got one. Another one. They're bubble. 2 dead. Bullet B. I'm flying. Car cuts now after that. Dead. Are they carding? Good job, Tyler. 2 dead. Nice, fight. They're car door. Two car door on me. I'm jumping up. I drop basement. I'm coming. They spawn P door. Go for Kim. Through their car door. You should be able to get that fast. They're P now. P off. 45. 2 bottom middle. They're gonna go straight to our Eli. Yep. 1 at Eli. He's going P at it. He went basement. And our car as well. Sweet car. 2 shot Eli weak. 1 shot in basement. 1 shot in our basement on split side. Tyler, when you spawn OE, when you spawn Okay. We got our basement. There's 2. Lifting. I love that guy. I told you guys. I got him. Last 2 got P-door. Pushing out.
All right then, guys, we're back in the game. Cool, calm, and collected. Team Liquid 1-0 up in the game, and their communication sounding crispy as always as well. Stella going to be chasing down this kill under the base, takes down Lunchbox, but it's actually EG who have got a flagpole going here, Dave, and it might be an opportunity for them to tie the game up.
Yeah, we finally see them kind of get those kills, and one thing that's most impressive is that objective efficiency. They weren't just outslaying Liquid over and over again. We did see them over at the base finally making it that way, but as soon as they got those kind of 3 or 4 down again, they were able to run that flag all the way back and get a cap. However, one of the biggest threats as you run a flag back is sometimes the threat of a counter cap if you give them too much map control. Liquid are trying to run that one back. However, EG were able to shut down 3 members, so Spartan's the only one left here in top center as he gets taken down.
Yeah, EG doing a great job of preventing that counter cap, making sure all their hard work was not for nothing whatsoever. We're on board with Sub-Zero though. He's putting some shots down across map, but he gets a blue hat for his business, and Spartan is going to be picking up another kill here for Liquid. Liquid being aggressive on the EG base at the moment. Eco now sat up in P2, such a power position on this map. So many different angles that you can land shots on your opposition, and Liquid look like they're going in for another push. You can see 2 players sat up on that Eli, 1 player in the base, but they're both going to be taken down. So you'll see Eco pick up this kill and smartly retreat away, Dave.
One thing that's notable right now is the kill count is 35 for Liquid and 33 for Team EG. So it's one of those situations where we're finally seeing EG kind of go toe-to-toe in the slaying department, and it's also showing in the score department because they're actually able to keep up with the objective work here in the case. They were obviously just getting absolutely outslayed during that Empire game, and now that they're able to go toe-to-toe, we're going to see if the series can switch around.
Yeah, I think the camo was actually burnt there as well, so we're going to see Eco, as he picks up that kill on Lunchbox, immediately prioritizing that objective, trying to get the throw out, but does see that there's a couple of blips on his radar, so he's going to have to pick up a couple of kills. Stella doing a lot of work here for Liquid though under that base, picks up 2 kills. Going to be working with Eco. They need to finish this player, otherwise he will have an angle on the flag. Did he get the stick? Didn't quite land that one, but Eco's going to land a beatdown here to pick up a killing spree. And in the meantime, Stella's picked up that flag. He's going to ground pound it in. It's going to be Team Liquid who go up 2-1.
Yeah, right now Stella's just trying to desperately stay alive as these EG members are charging the base. Roy gets 1 kill, jumping up in the attic. His teammate was running flag towards Pink. I'm not sure if that player got picked off. No, Valcade is actually still running that flag all the way across Pink side as Roy is distracted. Such a good bait and switch there from Roy and Lunchbox to get skill. Roy! Sub-Zero gets some shots on that 3rd player, and this flag should certainly go in from his teammate Valcade.
Valcade is going to slam this one home. He puts it in. He ties the game up at 2-2, all off the back of a huge play coming in from Roy. Now we're going to see Valcade push it back into Pink 2, trying to take the fight back to Team Liquid. They don't want to end this series early. They want to take this one the distance. Tapping Buttons picks up a kill in that feed as well. Valcade set up in a beautiful position up on P3 here. Going to be putting shots down on the players off the respawn. Wins that battle as well. Now desperately trying to stay alive, but Lunchbox picks up a kill. And now we're seeing Evil Genius is starting to warm up, Dave. They're putting the pressure on the Liquid base.
One thing I'm noticing is better positioning from these EG members. Even though we saw Valcade kind of jump out and challenge after he got that shots and those kills from Pink 3, you notice that he finally kind of had height advantage, finally getting the first shot on some of these players, whereas most other fights we've seen from these members of Liquid versus EG, it seems like Liquid's always getting the first shots.
Flag is returned here by Stella, so the work from EG will go unrewarded at this point. It's going to be Liquid's turn to push. Stella's going to be pushing hard because we're seeing the kill feed there on the left. 2 kills do go down to Team Liquid, so they will have a numerical advantage. And not only that, Dave, beautiful switch in there as we see Eco pick up that camo. So Team Liquid are going to be good for a push on this base. 3 dead as well for EG.
Yeah, I'm not sure how EG's going to get out of this one. Roy somehow gets a perfect kill on Stellar before his flag gets pulled, but Spartan the Dog has run this one real quick over towards Pink 1. Eco in the perfect position trying to cut this flag off from top center, making sure any members from Car do not get that top center position. And right there, Spartan getting up, getting loud, and winning that series 3-0.
Team Liquid looking good. Answering my questions about them as they came into this series. EG swept aside handedly with a 3-0 result in the series. EG, they're going to find themselves in that elimination bracket now as Liquid will move on in the tournament. As we have the statistics as well to look at. Stellar at the top of the leaderboards, but Team Liquid once again just such a solid all-round unit.
Yeah, they just look too strong. Even when we started to see some life out of EG started getting control. Just Liquid put a stop to it right away. They'd compose themselves, they'd make a push altogether, and that would never snowball into any sort of lead. One thing I also want to point out here on the flag capture screen is we noticed EG's efficiency. I mean, they capped 2 out of the 3 flags that they pulled compared to 50% of the flagpoles we saw from Team Liquid.
Yeah, very, very true. Here are the replays from that game as well. And Team Liquid, I was very, very impressed with the way that they played that. But not only that, their communication. When we went to that listening, we heard Spartan the Dog. We talked about how he can get loud a little bit, but he seems to have calmed down a little bit. Maybe that's the influence of Stella and Eco and the way that they like to communicate with each other, just rubbing off a little bit on Spartan.
You saying they tamed the dog over there?
They tamed the dog, I'm saying it. Put it out there.
All right, man. I guess they got him under control, reined him in a little bit.
Put that leash on him.
Speaking of putting leashes on people, I think it's about time I rein you in on set and just bring you back to reality. But a great series, and you quite rightly said before the series started, you said Team Liquid, they need to be stepping up. They need to put themselves in a situation where they're reaching better than top 4. They want to be going and trying to win an event. Was that the performance that you needed to see from Team Liquid?
I mean, it was a solid all-round performance. They dominated EG. They did exactly what they had to do. I don't feel like EG played particularly well in that series, if I'm completely honest. I think it was a combination of both things. I think Liquid played very solid. I think EG didn't play particularly well, and that showed in the result. You know, they didn't have to do anything particularly outstanding, Team Liquid, to win that series, but they did what they had to do, which is win the series 3-0.
Do you think that was a bit of a disappointment for Evil Geniuses, Dave? I mean, after we saw them tear Vexed completely apart earlier, and then we've just seen them, the exact same thing happen to them against Liquid. What happened?
Yeah, clearly that's a massive disappointment for EG because when you're here in winners bracket round 2, you want to go as far as you can in the winners bracket, and then if you are taken down, you at least want to put up a better fight than that. So that's got to be a bit disheartening for EG. When you look at the first 2 games, those ones were just kind of slaughters. I mean, what was it, 100-8 and I believe 50-36? Those are both such significant margins in the first couple games. Sure, they went out on a good note with Truth Flag. I mean, they still lost the game, but that was a really close game. 3-2, could have went either way if they had gotten control towards the end. The other 2 games, though, those ones weren't coin tosses by any means. Those ones were just Liquid, just doing business as usual.
And do you think that the business can keep going on set? Do you think that maybe we can see Liquid finally get to like a grand final, perhaps?
I hope so. I think these guys, especially that core sort of unit of Eco, Stella, and Sub-Zero, you know, they brought in Spartan the Dog, he's back again, but I just feel they kind of deserve one. The amount of time and effort they put into the game, they take this game very, very seriously. They talked about by their peers, by the likes of Optic and Envy as being incredibly talented players. They just have to break through that glass ceiling a little bit, and I think they're like a little bit like Splice. Now that Splice got into that final, they won Atlanta. If Liquid can do something similar, then the conversation before every event becomes, who's going to win this one? It's not 3 anymore, it's 4 players.
Yeah,
or teams, sorry.
I mean, well, the teams are getting better. It seems like they're closing the gap. Some of these teams, they're a little bit lower in the middle of the pack. It seems like they're trying to reach the top. But we'll know a little bit more when we see the likes of Liquid versus Optic, for example, when we see Envy come into play as well. Now, I have some scores from the floor as well. There's currently games going on. We've got the European teams battling out. Vexed versus Infused is currently 1-1. So that's a close one. And we've also got Straight versus Supremacy, which is also 1-1 as well.
Okay.
So some very tight games, a lot of European hopes on the lines. Any thoughts of those results that are coming in?
I guarantee a European team comes out ahead in one of those matches.
Unbelievable. I'm surprised by the Supremacy score. I have to be honest, 1-1 with Straight Ripping. I think they'll be pleased with that. And, you know, this is the first day that Supremacy have been playing at the tournament. They didn't play yesterday, obviously. So maybe it took a little bit of time for them to get going. And going up against Straight, they know they have to play their best Halo to beat Straight. So with that on the line, I'm interested to maybe get off stage and go and watch that one.
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes. But first, we'll have an Xfinity post-match interview with one of the players down on the floor.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm here with Spartan. Spartan, fresh off the 3-0, playing up against Evil Geniuses. One thing that stood out to me was kind of how calm, cool, and collected you guys were with your communication. But yet you guys were pinpointing a lot of things. Is that something that you guys are focusing on for this event?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just our comms from online to LAN are completely different. We know what we want to do, especially on LAN. Yeah, we know what we want to do. That's all I can really say.
Kind of hard to hear when people are yelling Station 12. Whoever's not at Station 12, you should probably get there soon before you get disqualified. But anyway, you guys are going up against Optic Gaming. You guys fare fairly well against them in terms of your play style. How do you think that you're going to match up? If you win this one, you guys are top 3. If you lose, you guys are still in a pretty good situation, but then you're going to have to still win one more match to go and play for tomorrow. What do you think is going to happen in that series?
Well, like you said, we play Optic for top 3. I feel like we match them really well. Eco, Stellar, and Sub-Zero have always done well on LAN against Optic. I really have some big shoes to fill, and I think that if we all just stay cool, calm, and collected like we just did that series, I think we could take it.
All right, and I got to give a shout out to Papa Spartan, who has made it out here with his cowboy hat. I think I saw him posted on the front here, but I don't know if he's going for some rodeo stuff down the line. But how much does it mean to you that you have your parents' support, and then not only do they support you, they're here cheering you on at the actual event?
It's definitely awesome. It just feels good. You know, you come into a tournament and you know you have people supporting you, so you just kind of feel like you can play your game, not really worry about anything but the game. And, you know, having my dad here cheering me on, it's really kind of surreal. Like, I wouldn't have pictured it, you know, a few years ago, but now he's my big supporter.
He is. So, again, big shout out to Papa Spartan. All of the parents and friends and family that have come out to support their people that are playing here in DreamHack Denver. So, Spartan, predictions for the last series of the night, or potentially the last series of the night for you guys. What do you think the series score going to be?
Against Optic? If we play like we just did, I'm going to say 3-1.
3-1 for you guys. All right, Spartan, feeling really confident. I can't wait to see how that matchup fares out. Guys, I'm going to send it back to you at the desk.
Thank you very much, Tom. And yeah, whoever is needed to get to Station 12, please, before T2 gets too angry.
To Station 12.
You don't want to see T2 when he's angry. It's a very scary thing. I played a game of Halo with him the other day in a caster lineup, and Tom told me I was terrible and that I should never play the game again. It was hard to process. But let's talk a little bit about that then. So, well, not the game. Not Tom destroying.
I think if you wanted someone to break it down, Tom's more than happy to come back up here and talk you through it again. I mean,
Dan, this is where you need to be on pit flag. Okay?
Yeah.
But Liquid going up against Optic, that's their next challenge. How do you feel that Liquid are going to do then? Because you were saying you want to see Liquid do more, and beating Optic would be more.
It's the yardstick. I think it's the yardstick for every single team that's here. We always judge them. How do you play against Optic? How do you match up against Optic? You know, they've been such a dominant and arguably the most consistent team throughout the entirety of Halo 5's lifespan, Optic Gaming. So I think Spartan's right. I think if they play like they did there, I can see it going the distance. However, we weren't seeing Team Liquid tested too hard there. The only time that we did see them tested was in that final game 3. And they, you know, we can't take, I feel like from that last series we saw, we can't take too much away. Yes, Liquid played well, but I just feel like Optic's a different beast. I feel like however you play against a team before you play Optic, you can play well. We can say, yeah, they're playing well into the series, but until they play Optic, I still don't feel like you can make a genuine assumption on how good they are going to do at this tournament.
Yeah, Optic are a different beast. However, the manner that I saw Liquid win, they weren't just kind of running around and individually outskilling members of EG. They were concentrated pushes. They were 2-on-1s. We saw Sub-Zero with 17 assists in a Slayer game. So when I see teams winning in that sort of manner, not just relying on being on fire and just running around, making the map fast and chaotic, that's a completely different scoreline in my eyes. So when they're able to win 100-8 because Spartan's making great plays, hiding over at top plat on Empire strongholds, or when you see a member like Eco just kind of leisurely running around top carbine on Regret Slayer, it's just so many great pushes from them all around. And like I said, it wasn't just these lucky one-on-one on fire like chaotic games. Like we went to their comms and they were calm. They were just deliberately calling out certain things, and that communication is so good when you're saying one shot Bob Miller. Like one of the favorite calls I heard in there was, he's challenging. That means that Liquid are deliberately baiting out players, letting that person jump out challenge as his teammate gives them help. Those call outs are so good.
Well, Liquid are looking good, and whether they can move on and take down Optic will remain to be seen. Now, we are going to go for a break. Of course, we need to let these players have a little bit of a rest, and we want to see them get some food, get some lunch down there.
Actually, before break, we actually have Supremacy up 2-1 against Straight Rippin. Is up.
Oh, my word.
Oh, baby, indeed. Now, I want to go to a break ASAP so I can go watch that one. But yes, so next up on stream, we are going to have Envy versus Splice. But during this extended break, we're going to have a little bit of a recap from earlier on. It was actually Straight versus Luminosity, map number 3 that you guys can watch at home. Meanwhile, we'll let you know any updates on Twitter, so make sure to follow at Halo, of course, at HCS to get any updates on current games. We're going to go for a very quick break. Make sure you watch this amazing game. We'll see you later.